Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're focusing on a really foundational piece of hardware for dense server environments. We're looking at the NTI UNIMUX-USBV-16HD KVM switch.
Right. And our mission today is to explore what makes this model so efficient.
And so technically sophisticated.
Exactly. So for anyone out there managing server infrastructure, a KVM, a keyboard, video, mouse switch is just essential.
It's how you avoid having dozens of keyboards and monitors piled up.
But what's really compelling here is the density. This specific unit, the 16-port model, can let one person control up to 32 computers.
32. That's a serious number. Okay, let's unpack that efficiency, maybe starting with the physical footprint.
Yes. The high-density feature, the 4, 8, and 16-port versions are all just 1 RU in height.
And for anyone who doesn't live in a data center, 1 RU is one rack unit. Very, very thin.
It is. And that's not just about being tidy. In a big data center, that space is money. Optimizing that space is a huge economic imperative.
So you're saying that for every, 40 or 50 of these you deploy, you're basically getting a whole cabinet back.
You are. It translates directly into pretty massive operational savings over time.
Okay, so with that many connections in such a small box, my next thought is adaptability. How does it handle, the mix of old and new gear you find?
It's incredibly adaptable. It supports PC, SUN, MC, and its compatibility covers everything from the latest Windows and Linux down to legacy stuff like Mac OS 9.
So you don't have to get rid of a perfectly good older server just because it has an old connection type.
Precisely. You use these simple little adapters, like a USB to PS2, and it just works. You don't have to rip and replace functional gear.
That's a huge factor in maximizing your IT budget. And what about the V in KVM, the video? Sysadmins need to actually see what they're doing.
Of course. And the quality is there. It delivers 1920 by 1200 resolution.
WXGA. It's a high-end standard.
It is. And it's paired with 150 megahertz bandwidth. For the person at the console, that means everything is crisp and clear. No eye strain from a fuzzy terminal.
Right. Which brings us to the core technical innovation here. There's a patented feature that guarantees error-free operation. How does it pull that off? How does it make 32 computers think they each have their own dedicated keyboard and mouse?
It's all about emulation. The Switch has these dedicated internal microprocessors.
Okay.
And what they do is they're constantly sending a signal to every single connected computer 100% of the time that a keyboard and mouse are present.
Like a digital ghost plugged into every port.
That's a great way to put it, yeah. So the computers never get confused or throw an error during boot up looking for an input device.
So what's the practical result of that for a sysadmin?
It means systems boot error-free. Every time. NTI calls it their true auto-boot USB switching. You can fire up all 32 machines at once and they'll all boot up cleanly.
Which saves a massive amount of time not having to manually check boot sequences.
A tremendous amount. It's about operational resilience.
Okay. Speaking of operations, let's talk control. I saw it comes with OSD, RS-232, and Ethernet.
Yes, and those are crucial for modern deployments. The on-screen display, the OSD, is for easy local access.
Sure.
But the RS-232 and Ethernet ports are the real game changers. They let you manage the KVM remotely and integrate it into your central automation systems.
I also saw an option for 2 transparent USB ports. What's that for?
That's for specialized setups. Those ports support other USB 1.1 devices, not just the keyboard and mouse.
So things like
a touchscreen monitor, maybe an interactive whiteboard, or, and this is critical in secure environments, a CAC card reader for authentication.
I see. So it becomes a more comprehensive access point.
Exactly.
Now, all this performance needs to be reliable. I saw the unit has a steel construction. It's TAA compliant. But the number that really jumped out was the MTBF.
The mean time between failures.
For this 16-port model, it's cited at 133,913 hours.
Yeah. That is a powerful number.
What is that in years?
You're approaching 15 years of continuous 24/7 uptime. At that point, it feels less like buying a piece of hardware and more like buying operational peace of mind.
So it really is a highly efficient, space-saving, and deeply dependable solution.
Without a doubt.
Which brings us to the final thought for you, our listener, to take away. When you look at that incredibly high MTBF rating and the 2-year warranty, how much lower are the true long-term operational costs of deploying highly reliable equipment like this compared to maybe choosing a less robust, cheaper solution up front, something to mull over for your next server environment lifecycle plan?